Hey, what's up and welcome. It's Matthew here, the designer and developer from South Africa. Let me demonstrate what we are going to build in this video. As you can see, this is an Amazon clone. You can search a product here. Let's just type next. As you can see, this is a product that we get here. So what we can do as well, we can search products by category. Let's just select categories. As you can see here, these are the laptops. My apologies about that. And let's check computers. Nothing on computers. Let's check Mac. As you can see, Mac is only here. Maybe you might say these categories don't really align because everything, it's a laptop. That is not something to worry about. I'm going to show you how can we fix that. Let's continue demonstrating here. So as you can see here, we've got the laptop. If you might want to reset, you can reset and you will have everything on point. Let's talk about best practices, design system, and advanced topic. As you can see here, when I'm searching, things don't happen immediately simply because I can't call an endpoint on every keystroke. We are not going to be efficient if we do that. What system or pattern we've used? We have used a pattern called debouncing, whereby this will wait for some milliseconds and then call the API after. I am going to explain that in details. Let's get into the mistake that we have here. As you can see, guys, this is a laptop, but a mouse is not a laptop. How can we fix that? We need to go to the dashboard. This system has got a dashboard as well. So we can come here on the list. As you can see, everything here is a laptop. We can just come here and say that this is not a laptop. Maybe it can be an accessory. So if we go back here, suppose this will reflect that change. The mouse is not part of the laptop, but you can find it under accessories. So let's go back here and demonstrate more features. Let's say for some reason, we don't want the mouse anymore. We can delete the mouse. Okay, as you can see, this when deleted, this table will update automatically. I have used 10-stack query to do that. What section is this? This is in invalidation. So when a query has already been queried, it needs to be invalidated, meaning that it can be stale, so we need to refresh it. I'm going to teach you all of that. So let's just create a new product since we've deleted one. So let's just go back here and look for any picture. Let's just add a new mouse here. As you can see, just a different mouse. Let's type here a new mouse. Okay, let's just type here HP, and then the category accessory, and then 56, 45 rand the price, and we've got 56 of these. Let's add it. Okay, as you can see, this is a validation. We are using React hook form and Zod for validation. I'm going to teach you that as well. Let's just type anything here so that we can continue and add a product. First, let's check on the product list. As you can see, guys, we've got a new mouse here. We can even add a new category because we've got a next course here, which under the category met, of which that's a problem. So let's just type here React course as a category, and then we add it here. And then what are we going to do? We are going to go to our list in terms of next. This is a Next.js course. We are going to change it, and then we are going to say this is a React course. Now let's go back to our main page, and then from there let's just reset first and see what we have there. As you can see, guys, we've got everything nice and it works perfectly. I'm going to teach you all of this. What tech stack have we used here? I have used 10-stack query. I have used 10-stack table. I've used CN, React hook form, TypeScript, and I have used Next.js, Prisma, Jotai. The only one that I forgot is Zod for validation. This is a series and it has been continuing. If you want to start from scratch, please check the link in the description below. This is my YouTube channel, Core Design. This started here. Okay, as you can see, started here. We've got part 2 and we've got part 3 and we've got part 4. Now this is going to be part 5. Thank you so much. Let's get started. All right, guys, let's continue. So what we want to do, we want to filter by this and also at the same time filter by category. So how are we going to do that? Let's see. Let's just get into the UI. Let's see. Let's get into the main page. Okay, the first thing that we are going to do is to implement debouncing. Okay, let's just go back here and see. Okay, so as a front-end engineer, you have to minimize API calls as much as you can, more especially when that results to performance. Okay, you are all about performance. You need to like come up or create or develop applications that are efficient. So if we can hit let's say the API every time we type this, as you can see, the API will be called on each and every keystroke or alphabet. That will be a problem. So there is an already existing pattern or mechanism. Let me just type here debouncing in UI. Okay, just to show you that this is not my own intelligence. It's something that exists in the industry. Debouncing is a UI performance technique that delays the execution of a function like an API call or search query until a user stops performing a certain action, as you can see, guys. Okay, so I was just showing you that this is an existing pattern. So we are going to implement that as well, so that the API could be called after some sort of milliseconds or what can I say, few seconds. Okay, so how are we going to do that? First of all, let's start with the basics. Okay, the lowest hanging fruit. Where are we now? We are on the page. Okay, what we want to do, this is obvious. We are going to need a search term. Okay, let's just type here search term and then set. Let's copy this as is. I hope this is visible. Okay, let's copy this as is, set search term, and then let's just change this to a capital letter, is equal to use state. Okay, let's see, it's equal to use state, and then this is a hook, and let's initialize it as an empty string. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to display search term somewhere so that we can see what can I say, what's inside search term. So let's just go to somewhere. Where is the beginning of this? So okay, let's just come here, somewhere here, guys. Okay, let's just display the search term. Okay, maybe we can just do this. Okay, so that we can, where is the $sign, and then curly braces, put search term here, and then let's type here search. Okay, at least. All right, at the moment we are going to only see search somewhere here. I don't mind much about that. And then what we want to do, we want to make sure that we display something when the search input from the UI. Okay, this one is type. Every time we type something, we want to see it. That's what I want to say. So what we are going to do, we want to check what events or methods that are exposed by shardcn for us to use. So I don't usually memorize code. I just know what I'm doing or what I'm trying to do. So I'm just going to type here on. I will see what is available here. For instance, let's say I was just testing a lot of things on click. As you can see, there is an on click there. And also, let's say on change. Okay, most shardcn or some of the shardcn UI components, they don't have the usual what can I say, HTML or default HTML input methods. Okay, so we need to be very careful when we are dealing with this. Okay, you will see what I'm trying to say now. Okay, so basically any method, HTML input method, will expose to you let's say value. Okay, and then from there we want to let this value. In case when we type something, this value doesn't alert, please don't be discouraged, because sometimes shardcn doesn't expose the on change method, which is like a normal default input. Sometimes it exposes on text change or something like that. So you always need to some sort of do let's say on input change or something like that. Okay, sometimes it exposes that method. So let's just type here on and see which other method that might relate to what we want to do. Okay, but I'm sure it's not on change capture. Okay, it's not that. I think it's on input change or something like that. Okay, let's see on focus. Nope. not that one. Okay, maybe this one doesn't do that. I think the one that I'm looking for, maybe it's on what, let's see, what are the shots and input. I will think about it. Okay, I will let you know. But I was just trying to say, if things don't work or don't usually think that things are going to work, these are inputs that are created by ShotCN. So somebody is responsible for that, and it's a developer, and sometimes ShotCN exposes whatever they want to expose. So let's test. As you can see, we are getting an object here instead of a value. Okay, I was expecting to get what can I say, a text. Okay, but we are getting an object instead. I think the reason is we are getting e here. Okay, we are getting e, and then what I want to do, which is an event, e dot target. Let's see, e dot target dot value. Okay, I'm not sure if it's a method. Okay, it's not a method. Okay, so if we can get this value from here, then that means we are good to go. Let's see. Yeah, now we are good to go. Please make your own research. I would like to believe there is a ShadCN method that ShadCN exposes that will automatically give you a value here. Okay, I'm thinking as far as I've used ShadCN, but also this is acceptable and this is normal. Okay, so as you can see, guys, so what we want to do, my apologies about this, I want to copy something. So what we want to do here, we want to take this value and make sure that we set let's see, search term, and then we want search term to be this value. Okay, search term. Okay, so we want search term to be this value. So I am expecting when we are typing, where is my search term here, which was supposed to be here? Oh, here is it is on top. My apologies about that, guys. Okay, I was not expecting this to be here. And also, now that this is here, I'm just noticing that my own uh, let's say navigation bar, or this top bar, has got borders all over the place. Okay, even on top. This is not what I was doing. I was hoping that I'm styling like border bottom. Okay, this is something that we will fix later. I don't want to shift the focus of this tutorial. Okay, so as you can see, guys, we've got this here. So what we want to do, let's remove this. Where is it? The JSX. Okay, the search term somewhere here. Let's remove this. Okay, so now we are sure that we are getting what can I say, the text as we type. So what we want to do, we want to declare another state. Okay, let's call this debounce value. Okay, and then we are going to set the debounce value. Set debounce value. Okay, so now as we are typing, we are going to keep track of that. After certain seconds, we will populate the debounce value. So this is it's the debounce value that we will use in our query, because it will always be populated few seconds, okay, or few milliseconds after we've done typing. So we are going to make use of a React hook, which is use effect, which is the most misunderstood, or what can I say, wrongly used hook. Okay, at a surface it looks simple, but it can cause a lot of re-renders if you don't understand it, and it can, what can I say, affect your app performance. So let me just give you an idea. So what we want to do, we want to run something here whenever a certain value change. Which value is that? It's like we are watching this value. It's this one. Okay, as you can see, we want to watch this value. So what we want to do, as this value changes, okay, we want to set this value, but after a certain period of time. Okay, so let's see. First, we want to do this. Okay, we want to search, we want to set the debounce value to this. As you can see, this is normal, but this is not different from just accessing this value from here. Okay, so now we need, in our test, remember we will test it with search term. Now we want to test with debounce value. I think I have to charge my PC, okay, my computer. So let's go to here, okay, somewhere here. not here this time, where this is the end of the div, I think somewhere here. Okay, what are we going to do here? I'm just going to put a p tag, and I'm just going to paste here the debounced value. Okay, suppose this doesn't load too much, there's nothing on a debounce value because and it doesn't appear anywhere here. I'm happy with that. So now that debounce value is exactly the same as the search term. Suppose when we type here, this will appear somewhere. As you can see, here is it. Okay, because it's exactly the same. That is not what we want to do. So what condition are we going to use? Okay, we are going to use a JavaScript method which is set timeout. Okay, let's see, set timeout. Okay, what this method does, just like a use effect, it takes this method. Okay, takes this method. As you can see, this is the function, but you need to tell this set timeout, like, for how long do you want me to freeze? Think of set timeout as freezing. Okay, so let's just type here 500. I would like to believe these are some sort of milliseconds or something. Let's just check. Okay, that's not much of a problem. So what we want to do after this freezing of some sort, we want to display this. Okay, I'm happy with this. So let's just go and test now. Okay, as you can see, this doesn't disappear immediately, it disappears after some time. Let's press once. As you can see, this display after a certain time. Let's press twice. As you can see, there's some sort of a delay. Let's just press a very long string. Okay, as you can see, this, okay, it updates after a certain time. Okay, let's type. Okay, let's just make this a little bit longer. Okay, let's just make it 700. I want it to be some sort of a noticeable one. Okay, okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, this works well for me. So let's see what we can do now. Now we've got this search term. What can I say? That doesn't change immediately, the debounce value, and I'm happy with it. So what we want to do now, we want to check the get API. Let's say, what can I say, endpoint. Okay, this get API endpoint doesn't support what we want to do. What does that mean? It doesn't receive query parameters. It's not aware of anything, of any such term that you might want to pass. So in the next video, we are going to get into the endpoint and make sure that this endpoint is aware, or it receives query parameters. I'm looking at my battery and I don't want to lose this video. If this if the computer can shut down, maybe I might lose this session. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. All right, guys, let's continue. So now let's go to the back end. So what we want to do here, let's see, we want to go to the API, and then we want to go to products, suppose products. Okay, let's see. As you can see, what this route does, okay, it tries and it connects to the DB, and then it awaits a Prisma and it finds many here. Okay, simple enough, but this is not what we want. So for now, let's first do this. Const search term. Let's say search term. My apologies about this. Search term is equal to, let's say the search term is C. Okay, and let's say const category ID. Let's say category ID is, for now, since we don't want to be confused, let's say it's undefined. Okay, because if we can put something here, what can I say, we might not know exactly if the application behaves as expected. So if we don't want to confuse ourselves too early, that's what I want to say. Okay, so assuming that we've got these, okay, somebody has pressed this as a search term, okay, this C, and the ID is undefined. Okay, so the idea here, what we want to do, we want to tell Prisma that we are going to search for two things, or we are going to filter by two models. Okay, we want to search, is it the model, by two fields. Okay, the first field is going to be, let's say, the name. The first field is going to be the name, and the second field is going to be a category. Okay, I hope that is clear enough. Okay, but at the same time, the trick or the idea behind is that if the other one is undefined, this one must work. If this one is undefined, this one must work. Okay, instead of, maybe somebody else can create two API route, which is this one that returns a clean or a simple list of product, all of them without filtering, and then they create another one. So I hope you get the essence, and if you do, please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, now let's get into it, guys. So what I'm going to do, instead of, what can I say, of modifying this, okay, I'm just gonna create a new one. Okay, helping you to learn. Let me just type 5 so that this can be different. Okay, so I don't want to modify, I want you to just get it. Okay, let's await. Apologies about this. Let's await Prisma dot product, because we want to be in product, and then dot find. Okay, we are still looking for many record dot find many. Now the magic happens here. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to use a claw, which is where some sort of a filtering keyword. Okay, if you are going to filter in most databases, more especially from the SQL, what can I say, way of doing things, where you are going to filter, you want to say, I want to get this, where this one is this. Okay, and then I apologize about that, and then you need to always, this is how I've learned or learning Prisma. You need to always think about objects when you are dealing with Prisma. So don't think of where, let's say, name. No. Where, then put an object. Okay, you won't get lost, or at least the TypeScript mechanism of Prisma will help you. Okay, but always put some objects. Okay, so now we want to use something that I think we haven't used before. Okay, we are going to use and here, and I'm going to explain later. Okay, because now I don't want to type some sort of a unique code or syntax and then explain it to you why it works and how. Maybe that will set you up for confusion. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to use and. Okay, as you can see, and. So for now, treat it like this. We want to filter by this and this. Okay, that's what we want to do. I know your programming mind or knowledge is saying this and this means that both of these must be true. Okay, this might set us up for failure. Please take it as it is for now. I'm going to explain why we are not using or. Okay, now let's continue. What else are we going to do? Always put an object first. Okay, whatever that you do, always put an object. So we've got and here. Okay, so what we want to do now, we want to do two things. Okay, so in this end, let's just type some fields to see if we are able to get the field. Okay, let's say name. As you can see, guys, this is a field. What else? Let's say ID, as you can see. So I'm convinced that number one, we are in the right place, and number two, we're heading to the right direction, towards the right direction. So what I'm going to do now, what we want to search on name. Okay, first. Okay, somebody might feel like where name is equal to this. Okay, and what else do we want? Category. Okay, let's see, category. Remember, this is a category. ID is equal to 1. Okay, let's say 8. Okay, cool. So this is what can I say, this is a, what can I say, this is a valid Prisma query. Okay, it's just that maybe this condition might not be true for our data. Okay, so let's just quickly substitute this term and put this one here. Okay, as you can see. So what we are saying here, we are saying the search term is C, okay? And we might as well, in terms of the category ID, we might as well put category ID here, okay? We've decided to make category ID undefined for a reason. So if we are hitting this endpoint, what are we expecting to get, okay? We are supposed to get an empty array, okay? Why are we going to get an empty array? Let's just read this. We've got C here as a capital letter, so we are saying find, okay, find many in product where, okay, you are going to use multiple fields where name is equal to C. Do we have a product which name is C, only C? No. If category ID is undefined, this will be dropped. That means it won't take effect. Okay, so let's go and test in all our what can I say, in all our pages that makes use of this, okay, this endpoint. As you can see, it looks like now our products are disappearing. Why? Simply because let's check on the network. Suppose we are getting an empty array. Okay, I hope you get that one, and I hope it's clear. Let's see products here. Okay, as you can see, we're getting an empty array. I'm happy with this, and this is what we were expecting. So now let's try to make this what can I say, meaningful, or let's make it work. I think I've got a product with the name computer. Okay, computer. Okay, computer. So let's check here if we can get something. As you can see, guys, we are getting this product with the name computer. I hope you are starting to connect the dots. I'm hoping you are starting to understand. If you do, please don't forget that I've got a 10-hour coaching course where I can teach you exactly what you want to learn. In case you might want to contact me and book your own 1 hour free, what can I say, discovery call, you can do that. I can answer any question that you want. Let's continue. So what we want to do here, we want to go back here. Okay, we have managed to get this. Okay, so what is the takeaway here, based on where we are now? What we have managed to do is, if we have some two filters or filtering by two fields, if the other one is not defined, the query doesn't break, it just ignores it. This is very, very, very powerful, okay, here in Prisma. It's very, very important. So meaning that if this one fails, the other one doesn't break, okay. So let's see if this is just a test. What if this is undefined as well? Let's say for some reason this is undefined. I just want to check. It looks like when all these two keys are undefined, this query returns all. Now we are back to where we were, but now in a different version or in an advanced way, because the app has got some additional functionalities, okay, or the UI. Okay, this is interesting. Let's continue and take this further. So the only challenge that we have here, we must search full names, okay. The search item in terms of mechanism, in terms of the UI, it's not designed to pick names like what can I say, like computer and whatever. You need to search for it. So what we want to do now, we need to change something where in our where clause, okay, where, okay, let's check here. This one says where name is equal to search term. I don't want this, okay. We want where name contains, okay, contains, don't we have contain here? Let's see. Okay, where name contains, okay, remember I forgot my own rule, okay, objects, okay, let's put an object here and see if can't we have contains, okay, here contains, okay. So now we are saying where name contains the search term. So let's go back here. Let's not type computer. Let's just type home, or let's go back to the C that we had before. Let's see. As you can see, okay. Now let's go back here and type le. okay, for laptop. Go back here. As you can see, so it looks like now we are able to search. Okay, we are able to search now in the field called name. Okay, that means we are able to search. I'm happy with this. It looks like to me this endpoint is somewhat bulletproof. Okay, so now that you see everything, let's remove this because we no longer need it. So now what we want to do, we want to receive these from the front end. So what we are going to do, as usual, we're going to get a request here, okay, that has got everything that the front end has sent. So what we want to do here, we want to type here const, let's say params, let's say const params, let's just say app params. Okay, why am I doing that? I think params, it's not a reserve word or keyword, I understand, but Next.js uses this word params. So maybe if I'm teaching you, you might think that these params, you might mistakenly, or what can I say, think that this params is the one that comes from here sometimes. So that's why I'm typing here app params. Okay, app param is equal to, we want to use request here. Okay, request has got a lot of things that we can use, including cookies, URL, headers, and more. So what we want here, I think we are looking for request dot. Let's see, do we have next URL here? Request dot. Let me just look for what I might be looking for here. Status, nope. Text, nope. Request dot array buffer. Is this is a request response? Okay, this is not a next response. This is supposed to be a next request. Okay, let's start from there. A next request. Okay, my apologies about this. Okay, now let's see. Okay, we don't want headers, we don't want method, we want a next URL, as you can see. Then in next URL, we want a search params. Okay, let's see, do we have to await this? I don't think we have to await this because it doesn't have a promise. So step number one done. So what we want to do now, we want to assign values in here. Okay, this is very important. Sorry. We want params dot get. We want to get a value. We are going to call this a search term as is. This is very important for us to, sorry, this is supposed to be dot. This is very important for us to make sure that even on the UI, we are passing these query parameters as they are. This is the first one. And then we are going to get into app params here. And then we want to get what? We want to get the category ID. Okay. Okay. So we're having some errors here. I think it's TypeScript. Let's see the type of this. This can be string or null, and this can be string or null. What if this is null? This will come and break the Prisma mechanism here because it allows nulls. Okay. Remember, we cannot say it contains null, so we don't really want null. Okay. So we are not going to handle null here. Okay. Even though we are going to later. Okay. We are going to handle it for the sake of what can I say? API programming practices. Okay, that's why we are going to handle it here, not for the sake of this. So now we are leaving it for the best practices, and we are concerned about this red squiggly line. Okay, so now we want to handle this. Okay, this is simply because there are null options here which we have to some sort of get rid of. So what we are going to do here, we need to be clever. Okay, now I'm coming back to why are we using and here. Okay, let me first type something here. The advantage of and is that when something is undefined, it just silences this and takes this one. Okay, but now in terms of the object, okay, and doesn't accept null or undefined here. Okay, it doesn't accept that. So what it does, it only accepts an empty string. This side when there is an object, it can be silenced by an empty object, something like this. So if this happen, this will be silenced and this will be executed. So as you can see, now we need to find a way to add silencing here. I hope this is the correct English, but you get the essence of what I'm trying to say. So let's get into it. We want to render this conditionally. Okay, we want to render this under the condition that search term exists. We are asking, does search term exist? Yes. What if it doesn't? Then put an empty object. So now this part here will never be null. Okay, as you can see, this one, sorry, this one can be null, but this name will never be null now. Okay, I'm happy with that. So meaning that we are going to check, is a search term here available? If it's available, then implement this filtering. If not, implement an empty object. Why empty object? Because it means that silence this side and continue with this side. Okay, in terms of category, let's see, category can be undefined or null. Let's just check here. Also, it can be undefined or null. Let's ask here, let's see how are we going to do this. Let's say if this is undefined, okay, what are you going to do? Then type undefined. Okay, this can be undefined, okay, this one, because if it's undefined, then it's going to be silenced. Okay, so let's see what is the problem that we have now in terms of end is complaining. Type name contains and category string or undefined is not assignable to a type of product where input undefined types of property category ID are incompatible with type string or undefined. Okay, am I looking for if it's null or it can be undefined? Let's see. Okay, fine. Now let's do this. Let's improvise. What if we can, this is an ID. We cannot pass a string in ID, right? For now, let me just type 1 here, 2. Okay, I just want to see what causes the error, string or null. First of all, let's see. First of all, this is supposed to be a number. Let's start with that. Okay, let's skip the undefined thing. Okay, this is supposed to be a number. So what I want to do here, I want to change this to pass int. Okay, pass int. Okay, first of all, pass int. Okay, to pass int category. This is telling us that this can be null and this pass int can fail. Okay, which is true in a way. So let's just cheat TypeScript here and we will come back here. Let's type here as string, which is, this is going to be a string guaranteed. As you can see, this doesn't have a problem. Is this guaranteed to be a string? No. This is going to be some sort of, let me say, best practice. Okay, API practice. Okay, so this complaint, okay, this complaint is going to be solved by this. Okay, I don't want to come here and do all the if else, because this is complicated on its own. Okay, or so I choose to stick to here and then do the other things later. That's why here I'm kind of tricking this. Okay, so even the search term, let's just say as string for now. Okay, without even, what can I say, without even checking if there is something there. Okay, so and then we are saying here, if there is no pass int, okay, then make this undefined. Okay, let's say undefined. Okay, so if there is no pass int here, that's what we are saying, this is going to be undefined, this will be silenced. Okay, if there is no such term here, this is going to be empty, this will be silenced. Okay, please don't forget, we still have to apply the best practices. Okay, so for the sake of teaching and education, I decided to do some little cheating here. Okay, so let's continue. So what do we want to test now? We are ready to receive these from the API, right? Okay, so search term, let me just copy search term. Category ID, I think it's something that I can remember and I cannot get it wrong. So let's go to the API and check, sorry, to the front end. Let's go to the front end and check what's going on here. Let's see, I want to be here. All right. What we want to send to what? What we want to send to the API, first of all, is the search term. Okay. So let's do one thing at a time. Okay. This is search term. Let's just check if the spelling and everything, are they the same? Search term. As you can see, this has got a capital letter and this doesn't have a capital letter. Search term. Okay. I want to make sure that these are the same. Okay, as you can see, to avoid all typos and unnecessary bugs. So I'm happy with the naming. Okay, is search term being used? Where is it being used? Okay, let's check here. Where is the input? As you can see. Okay, so everything works well. Now we need to take the debounce value. Okay, when it's being set after 700 milliseconds, then let's what can I say? Let's call the API. Okay, now we want to change this. Okay, because it's going to be dynamic. Let's put a dollar sign, open and close this. Okay, my apologies about this. This is not what I want. Sorry, this must be here because it's a string that will always be here. And then here we will have some query parameters. So this is how you indicate that there will be a query parameter. The first one is search term. Okay, the first one is going to be search term and is going to be equal to, let's add a debounce value, not search term. Okay, debounce value, let's add it here. Okay, suppose now we are good to go. Okay, the other thing that we need to test, we need to test if, what if we type capital letters, is this going to be able to compare? Obviously it's going to, or I'm expecting it to. Okay, so that even if we type capital letters, suppose it gets. So let's just talk about what we have done so far. Suppose when we are done typing whatever that we've done to type and the debounce value is set, this will re-render and it will give us what can I say, products according to this search term. What about the category? Okay, remember, if it's not there, the endpoint doesn't complain. Okay, let's go back here. Let's just refresh here. At least I was expecting this to show all the details. Okay, but as you can see, it doesn't show. What might be the problem? Let's see. Okay, let's go to the network and let's see on products, search term equal to nothing. Okay, search term equal to nothing. Okay, that's not much of a problem. Let's just test first by debounce value. Let's see what is the default value of debounce value. Let's just search debounce value to CO, which is our computer. Let's see what it will get. Okay, now we are testing at the same time to see where might be the error. Okay, let's see. Product / product search term, let's go to CO. Still this doesn't work. Okay, I don't have much of a problem. Let's see, the return value is string. Okay, let's go back here and test something. Okay, let's go back here and test something. First of all, let's go to the API. Go back to the API, and in the API we want products. And then let's see if are we able to get these terms first. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to intersect this and just return next response dot JSON. and then we are going to pass these. Okay, we just want to see if are we able to receive these. Okay, are we able to receive these? Okay, we just want to see. Okay, search term and category ID. Let's see. Are we able to receive those? This is starting product search term. Let's see. Search term is like this, and category ID it's null. Okay, that means we're able to get the search term, but we didn't pass anything there. Let's see. Obviously this crashes because there are some errors there. I don't mind much about that. Now what we want to do, we want to do this, since as you can see, if we can test it here, we are going to have some things that are crashing. That's going to be an issue. What we can do, we can type here localhost and test this like this. API API products. Okay, products search term equal to CO. Okay, or za. Okay, search term equal to za product. Let's see, let's hit that endpoint. As you can see, we are able to get the search term, so we are good to go. As you can see, if we change this, okay, we are able to get the search term. So I'm thinking if this is exactly what we want, okay, let's just say maybe we have also the category ID. Let's test it. Sorry, the category ID and category ID equal to, let's say, 56. Let's check if we are going to catch this. My apologies about this. Maybe there's something wrong that I did. Category ID equal to 89. Okay, I think this is supposed to work, as you can see, guys. Okay, so let's just copy this as it is. Okay, let's go back here on the front end. Okay, let's go back to the front end. Where is the page? Okay, let's just paste this as it is. There is products here. Okay, let's just paste this as it is. Okay, let's just go here. Search term. Now I know. Let's just paste this as is. Here, search term. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me close this. Okay, let's just paste this as it is. Okay, so as you can see, we are going to search to send the search term equal to this. Okay, and category equal to this. Okay, now let's see if we are going to get that. Okay, don't mind about this if this shows an error, because we are returning some sort of the wrong data. So let's go to the network and see. Where is this? Here is it. Okay, now it looks like our front end can send the details that we want it to send. Okay, as you can see, so we are heading to the right direction. Now what we want to do, we want to replace this. Okay, where is this? With dollar sign, and let's just type here blah blah. Okay, we just want to test. Even here, replace this with 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, now let's see. Save. See if we can be able to see that data. Okay, let's check. Blah blah 1 to 8. I'm happy with this. So if this doesn't work, then it must be that what can I say? In terms of category, what am I going to do in order to some sort of silence it. Let me just leave it for now here. Okay, let me just leave it. And then this means that let me just put uh, -4 here. Okay, and then let's check. Now we need to replace this blah blah with a variable, and that variable is debounced value. Okay, let's just check here why the debounce value doesn't really give us what we want, or maybe our code was not the syntax of our code was not as we want. Okay, now that we've got the debounce value, let's check here. Now that our what can I say, now that our UI doesn't do what we want, I think now we have to but I still wanted to test though, but it looks like we have to, what can I say, go to the API, go to products, and we have to, in a way, what can I say? We have to, in a way, remove this. Okay, we have to remove this and test. Okay, because if we don't, then that means we refresh. That means we can't see this UI. Okay, let's see. Okay, get an empty string. I'm happy with that. Let's see. Is it going to be triggered? Okay, let's see. Is it going to be triggered? I think the first issue that we have, I don't think this gets triggered. I don't think this gets triggered after what can I say? After that, those milliseconds, I don't think this gets triggered. Let's see. Okay. What I am thinking, I'm in the API. I want to be in the, let's see. I want to be here on the page. Okay, I don't want to be here. I'm lost when I'm here. Okay, this is where I want to be. So my thinking is, let's check if this thinking is correct. My thinking is I've got a use state here. Okay, I've got a use state here. Okay, this use state, whenever this re-renders, okay, whenever this value is set, my application will re-render. That's the thinking, the logic. Okay, so how are we going to know that? Okay, this state will be changed here. Let's see, search term. Sorry. This search term is being changed on the input. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, so when we type these changes, so my app is supposed to re-render and get like the fresh state of it. Okay, I'm happy with that. So this test if this has changed. Once this has changed, this will be fired up. Okay, and what will happen? We are going to set this time out. One of the best practices, something that we didn't do, I'm thinking we didn't clean this, okay? Or let's not do two things at once. Let's just focus on the matter at hand. But we need to always remove this, okay? When we are done to clean it up, I will talk about that later. So now once this react, then this will be executed, set timeout, and then set debounce value. So after this milliseconds, and then the debounce value will be set. So if the debounce value will be set, I am expecting a re-render. Okay. Unfortunately, it looks like um the system, let's see, the system doesn't pick that re-render. So let's add this in one of but I don't think this is the right thing to do, because if we add this here, we are adding this as a dependency, but this use effect is not dependent on it. No, guys, my apologies about that. This might cause unnecessary re-renders. Okay, I think this logic is supposed to work, and at the moment I don't see anything wrong with it. So let's just let's see, page query, and then all right, let's see. The other thing is is 10-stack query, is 10-stack query aware of the debounce value? Okay, is it aware of the debounce value? Is it aware? Does it know if the debounce value exists? We need to connect React query. Okay, the problem is React query is not refetching. Okay, that's the mistake that we are doing now. Remember, the cleanup of this, we said we will deal with it later. Okay, but now at this point in time, React query is not aware of the debounce change. Remember, React query is the one that is responsible for reacting. Okay, but it's not reacting. Maybe why it's not reacting. Remember, it has got, sorry, 10-stack query. So 10-stack query has got some sort of a fetching, sorry, a caching mechanism. So meaning that you don't have to refetch something that for what can I say? If there is nothing that has changed, why would you refresh? Because you already got the data. So the idea of 10-stack query is I don't query data that I already have because this data is not stale. Okay, so let's make 10-stack query aware of what? Let's make 10-stack query aware of this. Okay, this debounce value. So I mean that if this debounce value has changed, you must also change. Maybe as time goes by, we will have to also add the ID here. But at this point in time, we are busy testing. Hence, we are not going to, or what can I say, fix everything at once. Okay. For the sake of learning, we need to deal with one thing at a time, and then you will get to understand things and see what's going on. Okay. So let's see. Suppose we don't get the data here. I don't mind much about this. As you can see now, what if we can type here CO? Now, as you can see, something is triggering. Okay. Okay. As you can see, computer. Okay. As you can see, something is triggering after some time. I'm happy with this. Okay. If there is nothing that shows, it might be that sorry, it might be that we have defined category here and this number is wrong. Okay, so let's remove this temporarily so that we can only deal with the search term. Okay, so let's first refresh. Okay, let's first refresh. Let's see, we see nothing here. Let's see, the search term is nothing. Okay, let's see if we type. Okay, if we type computer, let's see here, co. Okay, nothing happens. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. Wait, API product, search term, and then here we are going to get a search term, and then this will change accordingly. Okay, let's say we take this as is. Let's say we take this as is, and then we just come here. Okay, let's see, API. Then let me remove this, and then let me just type test. Okay, let's undo. Undo. This has worked fine. This has worked fine. Okay, product, search term. This has worked fine. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Let's just use CO. Okay, for computer. Now computer. Okay, API product, search term. Okay, so it looks like now the API doesn't give us what we want. We just have to go back to API and see why now the API doesn't give us what we want. Let's go back to products. Let's see. Okay, let's see. We are going to get a search term. Okay, or maybe let's do this. Maybe there is something that we are missing here. Let's do this like this condition. Okay, let's do it like this. If we've got a category ID, if we have it, we are going to do this, and if not, we are going to pass undefined here. Let's try this way, okay? And then let's continue. And then what I'm going to do in terms of the search term here, I'm just gonna type co comp automatically. Let's see if we hit that. As you can see, because of we have typed comp, everything works well. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to undo so that we can have the search term here. Let's see what will happen. Okay, same thing. I'm happy with that. Let's see. 0, 0 is nothing. Comp is something. Okay. Now let's go back to take this to product, search term. Make sure we go to the UI and paste this as is. Go to the UI where here, I apologize about this page. Take product as is so that we can avoid the typos and other things. Okay. And then we're going to put a debounce value here. This is supposed to work fine. I'm thinking. Okay. And I'm convinced. As you can see, this is working fine. Okay. And then let's delete this. As you can see now, if we remove everything, then we get everything. Let's type mouse here. As you can see, okay. As you can see, everything works well. Let's type laptop. Okay. What we are going to do, as you can see, we've got some flickerings there. Okay. Also, that is something that we will deal with it later. Okay. As you can see, what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to reinforce understanding by dealing with problems one by one. Imagine if I can fix 20 things at once, you are not going to know what was the cause and effect. So we need to see what the output, what the computer is telling us, and what we need to fix. So we are done with part one of the problem. Okay. But this is not linked to anything, so it's like it doesn't work. Okay, we need to also remove this test here. Okay, we need to also remove this test. So what I want to do now, I want to come here. Let's go to that place and remove that test. Let's see, where is it? It's somewhere here. Okay, let me just search this search term, or maybe is it a debounce value? I believe it's a debounce value. Find debounce value. Let's see. Okay, let's look for it in JSX. Here is it. We don't want this here first. Second, what we want to do, we want to change, what can I say? The category ID. Okay, so let's do this. It's going to be the same thing. Copy and paste. Okay, let's call this category ID, and then set category ID. Okay, happy with this. And then what we want to do, let's go to select. Okay, on change. Okay, we want to get this value and we want to set using this value. Okay, remember I talked about ShardCN input having its own ways of doing things. Okay, so as you can see, ShardCN here doesn't make use of on change. It makes use of on value change. Okay, this is what I wanted to explain before. Okay, as you can see, there is an open change. We don't have on change as a, what can I say, as a normal default select. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are setting this category value whenever we get the value here. So what we want to do now, we want to go to here. Okay, and then we want to pass this here as well. Okay, so how are we going to do that? We're going to type here and then category ID equal to, and then we open this and then we paste the category ID. Suppose this work as well, but we forgot that React or sorry, 10 stack query is not aware of the ID. So when it changes, it doesn't trigger any refresh. Okay. So let's go back here and test if it's going to trigger any refresh. Let's see. We want a Met. As you can see, there is no Met category. Laptop. We've got a laptop. As you can see, guys, we have managed to get this to work. Okay. We will deal with the flickering later. Now that this is working, okay, let's see. Let me close this. Okay. Now that this is working, as you can see, there is no accessories category that start with D. Okay, if there is blank here, it returns everything. If we type mouse here, mouse still, what can I say, falls into this. Okay, so now what we want to do, I'm not sure if maybe we should have some sort of a reset here, because we will always have something here. Okay, of which that's not what we want. Sometimes we want to reset this so that this can be null. Okay, something like this, so that we can get all. Okay, so enough about this. What is important now in terms of fixing some things? Okay, as I've said before, this is JavaScript. Okay, this runs in a browser's memory and it has got nothing to do with React. Okay, so whenever we hit this, okay, this will be created. Okay, and it will stay there. It doesn't get deleted. Okay, so according to the professional terms, it causes problems like memory leak. It's like you are having something that runs there on its own, and it might make your app to misbehave. Imagine if there is this always running here, even if we don't want to. Okay, it will always set some values and terms, of which that's not what we want. So what we want to do first, we want to set we want to declare this. Okay, const. Okay, let's say const let's say debounce, or let's say a handler. Okay, let's just say handler. Okay, and then what we want to do here, we want to return, this is a cleanup function when you want to clean things. If the app is, what can I say? Well, if you exit the app or this module has been destroyed, let me say that word, use that word. If this module is destroyed, the cleanup will be executed and this will be removed. I hope you get the idea. So we want to clear timeout. Okay, and then we want to clear this specific timeout, this one. Okay, this handler. So at least this is very, very, very important. It's like the must. Okay, very, very important. So as you can see now, we have cleared that. So we have managed to get into getting this to work. Okay, more especially when it comes to the searching. Okay, is it me or what? Let me refresh. Is our timeout clear now, blocking us from getting this to work? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Set timeout. Okay, I don't think we are executing this. Let's see. I don't think we are executing this. Okay, let's try to do this. Let's try to do this so that we can execute it in the declaration. Let's see. Okay, I'm just trying to check why it's not working. All right, what we can do for now, let's leave this like this for now, and then we will deal with this in the next section. Let's see, return clear time out. Okay, guys. Okay, let's make this a function that is going to be executed. Okay, something like this, guys. Okay, something like this. Okay, this function has to be executed. Okay, let's see. Okay, but if it doesn't work or is giving us some issues, as you can see, guys, it's working. We are going to deal with it. We're going to deal with it later. Okay, as you can see, guys, let's type laptop and everything works accordingly. I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer from South Africa. If you might want to get a discovery call, please don't forget you can hit me up on hlazomatthew@gmail.com, okay, to book your own discovery call, meaning that this is going to be a 1 hour where I will teach you exactly what you want to know so that you can become a better developer. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. All right, guys, let's continue. So now let's fix some UI issues. So what we want to do here, as you can see, when we are filtering, there is always a flickering there. Okay, this page flickers because there is a loader and there is a UI. So this always loads. Okay, as you can see now, it doesn't show well. As you can see, okay, there is some sort of a flickering thing there. Okay, we are aware of this and we know why. That is the first problem, okay, the UI problem. And the second problem is we can't reset the filtering from the select if we have selected anything. We will never get any filtered data without the category, okay, which is a problem. Okay, and I think, okay, this tells us that this is a category. This is much better. Okay, so what I want to do now, let's go here and fix this. So 10-stack query has an option. Where is that query? This one. 10-stack query has an option to keep the old data. Okay, remember 10-stack query has got a fetching mechanism, so it keeps the data that you are loading from the API internally so that it cannot load the data that has already been there, more especially if the data hasn't changed. Okay, it's some sort of an efficiency mechanism. So since now it has that data, if you want to keep it, okay, and act as if the data is already there so that when the new data comes, it quickly substitutes it with the new data from the old data without even hitting the is pending, we need to pass a placeholder data here. Okay, in our case, we are going to tell it to keep the previous data, as you can see. So suppose now if we refresh here, this is the flickering or the loading for sort of an initial loading. If we press CO here, suppose this will just pop like this. And if we press laptop, as you can see, that's gone. And we press computer, as you can see, it's here. And then let's filter like this. Okay, as you can see, okay, so there is no loading or flickering, whatever. Okay, so with that being said, now we want to check this, we want to reset this. Okay, so how are we going to go about it? The concept is very important. Okay, we need to understand what is it that we are doing. So what we want to do, we want to have the states for these component, so for this input component. Okay, it's like we want to have a place where the value of these are declared. Okay, some sort of a common place, which is ideally a use state variable for all of these. And then when we press a reset button, we can some sort of set those variables to, let's say, empty string. Okay, so let's see what is the technique or what is the mechanism that we have used now to some sort of get value from our inputs. Let's check here. Okay, so here we've got an on change. Okay, on also on value change. This has been supplied by shardcn. Okay, what does this mean? This means that this component, we have not controlled it because it sets its own values. For instance, it doesn't give us the actual event. Okay, just like a pure HTML input, it gives us a value already. This means that the shardcn developers exposed this value. Okay, that means this comes as a value, not as an event. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do, we need to control this input, meaning that this the value of this must sit somewhere else. Okay, so let's start doing that. Number one, the first thing that we are going to do, let's assign a value here. Okay, as you can see, we are assigning a value. Let's say this value is test. This is our attempt to control this input. I want you to like clearly understand what is going on here. Let's see. As you can see now, suppose there was category and I don't think it's here. Let's just remove this value and see that is this the impact of this. Let's just double check. As you can see, there is category now. Okay, but if I put value here, that category disappears. Okay, as you can see, we are on our way to controlling this component. And then what we want to do, we want to let's see, this is the on change and it ends here. So let's go and create a state that will hold the value for what, the value for that select button. Okay, not these ones. Let's see. Okay, let's see the value for those select. Let's copy and paste this, and then let's say select for now, select value. Okay, this might be meaningless, this variable name, because it's not relating to the actual problem that we're solving. But the reason why I'm using the components here, I want everything to be clear, okay, so that to reinforce understanding. Okay, set select value. Okay, so what I want to do now, I want to take this value, okay, and put it here. Where is the select? Set select value. Okay, as you can see. Okay, so we are setting the select value to this. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, category is still there. I don't really mind much about that. Let's see. And then now that we've got the value from there, let's start by doing this on change. Okay, on change. Let's see, this holds the category ID. Let's see, on change, let's set let's do this. Let's just remove this for now. Okay, for now, and let's get on change. Okay, let's get the on change, and then let's do this. I'm not sure. My apologies about this. Looks like the on change was supposed to be here. Okay, on value change, on open change. Okay, this doesn't expose the on change because the shardcn developers, they didn't allow us to do that. That's not much of a problem. So let's just get here and take where is the on select value. Let's set this instead. Okay, let's do that. Let's see. Let's try this, guys. My apologies about this. An idea came up now. Let's approach this from a button first. Okay, where is my HTML? Okay, where are these? Select. Okay, next to select, let's have a button there. Shopping cart. Between this one and this one, let's have a button here. Reset. I think approaching this from a button will help us to do the right thing or be efficient. Okay, check here, guys. On click. What if on click? Okay, we can just take this implementation as is. Where is it? The select button, select group. Yes, this one. Okay, as is. Okay, this one, and then set it to what? Let's set it to empty. Okay, on click. Okay, my apologies about this. On click, let's add a function here. Okay, let's set this to empty first. Okay, without some sort of controlling these, let's set that to empty to see, can't this be resetted? Okay, if that works, then we are good to go. We don't really have to control this input, because as I'm trying to control it, I can see that shardcn didn't expose like the underlying on change method, the one that returns an event, and then where I can some sort of manipulate it as I wish. So let's see if we can click here a laptop. what if we press reset? Isn't this going to change? As you can see, guys, this changes. Okay. I started with a different approach, but as I'm working on it, I'm like, no, that approach is not going to be efficient. Okay. As you can see, so that means now we can reset. Okay. So actually we wanted to reset the category than the input. Okay. For instance, let's see. Okay. As you can see, there is M here and there is M here. Let's say now we have set a category to this. So what we want to reset the category. Okay. We want to reset the category. Okay. Now I think this value doesn't show up here, furniture or whatever. It might be it's because, let's go back to the value. I think we did some sort of a set value of something here. Okay, because we were trying to control this guy. Okay, we were trying to control it, forcing it. Okay, so now suppose when we, let's see, when we add something here, laptop will be here because now we are not controlling it. So when we want to reset, we can reset here. Now the challenge that we have, since we have what can I say, we did a workaround the reset. Okay, now this doesn't change. As you can see, this value stays there whilst let's see, whilst we did a full reset. Okay, we will deal with that one later. Okay, we are going to solve one problem at a time. At least we can reset. Okay, at least we can reset this. And then what about this one? Okay, what about this one? We have to always come back here before we reset it. Let's just go there and see, can't we set, because we have controlled that input, can't we set that value? Which one? Where is it? Let's see. Let's go to that input and see if was it controlled or it was not controlled. Let's see. Okay, I think it was not controlled, as you can see. Okay, its own value doesn't come from a state. Okay, it manages everything internally. So let's just let's see what we want to do here. Okay, we've got search term. Okay, we've got search term. And then what if we can have the value of this as search term? Let's just come here on changes. We can see this is what is going on. So as we are typing here, we are setting this value to search term. What if we can just give this the value of search term? Okay, why are we doing that? We want to reset this search term here so that it can change even on the input. Okay, so let's go to the reset button. Where is it? Somewhere here. And then what we want to do, we also want to reset the input. Okay, as you can see. Now let's see if we can reset everything. Okay, now let's set CO. Okay, what if we can reset? As you can see, everything has been reset. Okay, but we just need to work on this. Okay, on this one, so that when we have clicked this one, okay, and then when we reset here, this will change. Otherwise, we're going to do that on the next video. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Alright guys, let's continue. We are continuing solving some UI issues. We want this to be better. Okay, so the first challenge that we want to solve, this reset. Okay, as you can see, everything reset, but this there's still computer here. Okay, meaning that the select state and the UI state, they are not aligning. Okay, so what we want to do here on the select, okay, as you can see, once this has been used or triggered, it sets the category ID. The only thing that we need to do here, we want to set the value of this only to category ID. Okay, category ID, the one that we are setting here, and that's about it. So that means now our searching mechanism works very well, and our filtering. Okay, let's say we are searching core, which is computer, and this is laptop, and we're getting nothing, and we want to reset everything. As you can see, enter category, and we resetted this. So when this is fetching, there is some sort of an orange color there. Okay, I'm not sure how can I show it, but there is an orange color here. This happens because on the image, okay, we were testing something back then. On an image, there's an orange color here. Okay, let's change that. I'm happy with that. And then this one is too big. Okay, this is competing for attention with this one. So this means that our page container, it needs to some sort of, what can I say, have a prop. My apologies about this. Let's go to JSX component. Where is the first component after return? Is this me or what? Return. Okay, am I in image? Yes. How have we used? Oh, okay. How have we used this? We have used it inside a certain section. So let's go down, 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 down. Here is a page container. So here is its title. So let's make this page container some sort of dynamic. Okay, so we are going to take another, let's say another value or another prop, which is going to be let's call this variant. Okay, will that work? Not really. Title, blah, 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 blah. Let's type here the size. Okay, let's type here the size. In terms of the type, we are going to, okay, let's type here small. Okay, if small is true, which is a boolean, okay, it can be there, it cannot be there. Okay, if small is true, which is we are going to add small here, okay, which is the size of small. If this is available, and then we are going to have some sort of a variant. Let's say if small is true, my apologies about this. My apologies about this. I think if there is a title, show this. Okay, if there is a title, that means if there is no title, you show nothing. Okay, can't we just put this inside a bracket? Okay, and then let's continue with what we want. If small is there, okay, do this. If not, let's say do this. Okay, as you can see, this works. But what we want to do, we want to do the same thing but with different styling. Okay, which is we want a small version of this. Let's remove this. Okay, and then what we want here, we don't want text secondary. Let's type here text. Let's say text gray. Okay, we don't want this to be like 100% black. Let's say make it a gray of 700. I hope that's not too black. And then this one, let's make this 2XL. Font bold. Nope, we don't want the font bold. Okay, let's see. Okay, obviously here there is no small. Let's see. Now this is small, but let's see. Is small here. Okay, let's see, this is optional. So if small, I think I did the wrong thing. Okay, I did the wrong thing. Okay, meaning that I'm supposed to take this one. Okay, when small is the truthiness of this is supposed to be like this. My apologies about this, guys. Okay, what happened? Okay, I just want to take this part, only this part. I just want to switch these, okay, because now the opposite is happening, something like this, and then put this one first here, and then put this. Okay, so it's like I did the opposite. My apologies about that. As you can see, now that small is not there, this becomes like this. And then when we go to the page, to this page, and we want to type small here, okay, as you can see. And then let's make this even smaller. Let's go back to where we were, page container. and it's 2XL. We don't want this. Okay, we don't want this. Let's see how big it is. I'm somewhat happy with this. This is much better. It's a bit cleaner. Okay, it's a bit cleaner. Let's just say all products here on the page. Okay, where is the title? Product title. Okay, if I'm typing here all product, then it will mean that this is a list of all products, whereas when we're filtering, it's not going to show all products. So let's just leave it like this. Okay, to products. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then what else do we want to do? We are done with this, and we are done with filtering. Okay, what else? The other thing that we want to do, remember this is a product. Okay, there is no price here. Okay, there is no price here. So let's just go to the product data. In fact, we can even, okay, let's just go to the product data here, inspect, and then network. Okay, and then what we want to do, let's see, we want to check the products, and then we want the product data. We want to see, okay, the ID, we don't need that. The laptop, I'm happy with that. Description, we have. I think we only need the price here. Okay, we only need the price. What about its category? There's no need. So we only need the price. Okay. Okay. So where is the price? It's just the price. I'm happy with that. So let's try to add the price here. Okay. So somewhere here, there was a product. So a card action. Okay. Make sure I'm in the right place. Where is the card? This is the end. Let's look for a card somewhere here. Where are we mapping? Let me look for map. Okay, as you can see, so this is a product card, and then in the product card I want I think somewhere in the header there was some sort of an action. I'm not sure. There was some sort of an action component, or is it me? Or card action. As you can see, card action. Okay, this is what I want. Let's edit here, and then let's just type, let's say 55 rand. Okay, let's see where is it going to sit. As you can see, guys, it's sitting right here. I'm happy with this. Okay, and what I want to style this last name, and let's see how, what color is it going to be. Okay, let me make it I think we've got a style here, which is what, nope, not that one. Text, I think it's text something. Where is it? Text secondary. Let's just make it text secondary. So that means we're just going to use this text secondary, and then the text size, let's make it, let's start with 3XL and see. Okay, I'm happy with this because usually the price is always big. Okay, and then let's say font bold. Okay, font bold, let's see. Okay, I'm happy with this. Now what we want to do, we want to replace this with price. Okay, where are we going to get the price? We are going to get the price here. Okay, title, price. Let's get into here, title, and then price. For now, price is going to be a number. Then let's go to page, and then this is complaining because price is not there. That's not much of a problem. Let's add price. And then we want product.price. Okay. And then let's see, suppose now we've got all the correct prices. What else can we do? Okay, I think that is all. Would hovering over this makes a difference? I'm not sure for what, because when you click on it, I don't think it does, because this is the exact thing. Okay, that what can I say? This is an action. It tells you what to do. Okay, so then how are we going to, what can I say, this action, where is it going to come from? This action is going to come from the main module. Okay, so let's just add this section, sorry, this action, okay, somewhere there. So what are we going to do? We are going to go to the product card, and then we are going to have some sort of an action here. Okay, an action. I think I'm not consistent with my own things here. Okay, let me stick to small letters. Okay, let's type this. This is going to return void. Okay, it's something that must be there. So as soon as you what can I say, as soon as you click there, where is the button? Here is the button. So the on click of the button, is going to be, let's execute. Okay, action. Okay, action has not been, we're not executing action here. Okay, let's execute it like this. We have not received action. Okay, let's see, next to price, let's put action here. Okay, as you can see, all is well. That means this guy is expecting action. Okay, so let's just for now let's add action where here, and then action is going to, sorry, equal to, action is going to be just a function that does what, that lets, okay, that lets product, let's say product dot name, let's say. Okay, so whenever you click this, suppose this displays the name, as you can see, laptop. Okay, and then what we want to do, we want to, let's check here, product dot mouse. Okay, so we are done, guys. I am happy with this. What else can we do? Okay, let's check. This goes well. Okay, so going forward, what we will do, when we click here, this will mean that we are adding, okay, this to cart. Okay, so this means that this needs to improve. Okay, we will do that in the next video. We are going to use Jotai for that. This is going to be some sort of a global state variable, which means it's available in many pages and everything will be here. Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer from South Africa. If you like this video, please don't forget, you can email me and book your own 1 hour discovery call. This is where you can ask me whatever you want to ask. I'm going to help you from some sort of an absolute beginner to become a better developer. So how can you get hold of me? This is my email address, shazomatthew@gmail.com. Okay, otherwise I've got a 10-hour coaching course that comes at a price. So this one is for free. It's a discovery call. Okay, so and that's about it. See you on the next one. Hey guys, let's just continue. In this section, we are going to do a very small thing. When I was demonstrating this to someone, I realized that this shows none. So I was asking myself, where are my categories? I realized when we are fixing the category endpoint, we forgot to include categories. So you can just go to your endpoint for products, the products endpoint, and then you just need to include, okay, and then from there, category, okay, and then we type here true. Let's go back and see. As you can see, guys, now our categories are back. I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer from South Africa. Thank you so much for making it up to this far. See you on the next one.